see the doubt in those eyes. Even though you try to hide it, there's not much to figure out. Cause I know why, and I won't try to fight it, and I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right, oh, you were right. Won't try to say I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I know, I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know, oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know, I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. Used to be so warm, those days. I try not to remember. I got lost in the storm of my ways. Couldn't pull myself together, and I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right, oh, you were right. Don't try to say I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I know, I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. And I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. I can see the doubt in those eyes. Even though you try to hide it, there's not much to figure out, 'cause I know why. And I won't try to fight it. And I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right. Won't try to say I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. It used to be so warm, those days. I try not to remember. I got lost in the storm of my ways. Couldn't pull myself together, and I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right. Don't try to say I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. And I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. see the doubt in those eyes. Even though you try to hide it, there's not much to figure out. Cause I know why. And I won't try to fight it, try to fight it. And I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right, oh, you were right. Won't try to say I'm sorry this time. But I want you to know that I was wrong. I know, I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know, I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know, I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know, I know. It used to be so warm, those days. I try not to remember. I got lost in the storm of my ways. Couldn't pull myself together, and I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right, oh, you were right. Don't try to say I'm sorry this time. But I want you to know that I was wrong. I know, I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know, I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know, I know. Yeah, I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know, I know. You to know that I was wrong. I know, I know. And I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know, I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know, I know. And I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. I can see the doubt in those eyes. Even though you try to hide it, there's not much to figure out. Cause I know why. And I won't try to fight it, try to fight it. And I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right, oh, you were right. Won't try to say I'm sorry this time. But I want you to know that I was wrong. I know, I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know, I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know, I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. It used to be so warm, those days. I try not to remember. I got lost in the storm of my ways. couldn't pull myself together, and I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right, oh, you were right. I'll try to say I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I know, I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. Yeah, I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. You to know that I was wrong. I know. And I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. And I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. I can see the doubt in those eyes. Even though you try to hide it, there's not much to figure out, 'cause I know why. And I won't try to fight it, and I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right, oh, you were right. Won't try to say I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. It used to be so warm, those days. I try not to remember. I got lost in the storm of my ways. Couldn't pull myself together, and I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right, oh, you were right. I'll try to say I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. Yeah, I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. can see the doubt in those eyes. Even though you try to hide it, there's not much to figure out, 'cause I know why. And I won't try to fight it, and I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right, oh, you were right. Won't try to say I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I know, I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. It used to be so warm, those days. I try not to remember. I got lost in the storm of my ways. Couldn't pull myself together, and I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right, oh, you were right. I'll try to say I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. And I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. It used to be so warm, those days. I try not to remember. I got lost in the storm of my ways. Couldn't pull myself together, and I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right, oh, you were right. I'll try to say I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. And I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. can see the doubt in those eyes. Even though you try to hide it, there's not much to figure out. Cause I know, and I won't try to fight it, and I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right, oh, you were right. Won't try to say I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. And I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. I can see the doubt in those eyes. Even though you try to hide it, there's not much to figure out. Cause I know why, and I won't try to fight it, and I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right, oh, you were right. Won't try to say I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. It used to be so warm, those days. I try not to remember. I got lost in the storm of my ways. Couldn't pull myself together, and I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right, oh, you were right. I'll try to say I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. And I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. can see the doubt in those eyes. Even though you try to hide it, there's not much to figure out. Cause I know why. And I won't try to fight it, and I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right, oh, you were right. Won't try to say I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I know, I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know, I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know, I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know, I know. It used to be so warm, those days. I try not to remember. I got lost in the storm of my ways. Couldn't pull myself together, and I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right, oh, you were right. Don't try to say I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I know, I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know, I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know, I know. And I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know, I know. Can see the doubt in those eyes. Even though you try to hide it, there's not much to figure out. Cause I know why. And I won't try to fight it, and I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right, oh, you were right. Won't try to say I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I know, I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know, I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know, I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. It used to be so warm, those days. I try not to remember. I got lost in the storm of my ways. couldn't pull myself together, and I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you're right, oh, you're right. I'll try to say I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. And I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know.
Hello guys. Okay, today we'll continue from where we start regarding the chapter 17, talking about concepts like production, productivity, methods of production, like lean production, and etc. So, okay. Okay. So today we'll continue from where we stopped. First, we will jump into the concepts of other methods beside the lean production. Okay, mainly there's three types under discussion. First, we'll start with the job production type. Then we'll talk about the batch production beside the flow production. Job production, basically, talking about the idea of producing some kind of product, but by the demand or by the order. It's not something that you produce. It's not a production style that talk about producing or making so many units. And the customer will order something very particular or specific. And also we're gonna talk, we're always referring to Tara as an example from our previous case study. And the thing is that there is no order similar to the other one. Every order, depending on the different taste or fashion, whatever it is for different customers. You cannot say that each cake is going to be similar to the other one. Each order is different. And there is a chance that it will be repeated, but most likely in the job production, it cannot be repeated because it's subject, the productivity or the production of that kind of product is a subject for the specific taste of a customer. Example for that, some kind of producer that is making machines for other manufacturers, they will specifically make machines for a specific kind of production. It's like making machines for cutting the metal or machines for producing yogurt. You cannot say that these machines will be similar from a customer to another. They are subject to meet particular specification. Beside that, making chips, bridges, cinema films, you cannot say that they are similar. Each product will be different. Okay? Even programming and video games. You cannot say that video games or programs can be similar. PUBG is not like Call of Duty. You cannot say that they're similar. They're the same style, like the cakes. There's a fruit cake, but they're different. Let's talk about the benefits and the side effects or the negativities of this style. By the way, the sound is cool, guys. Sound is fine. Just make sure that you're following up. Let's jump to the advantages. Regarding the advantages, sorry. Of this style of production. The first advantage, that is suitable and subjective to your personal desire. So it's perfect of any business that is considered as a service business that is subject for personal services. Besides that, you're making sure that your product is meeting the precise needs of a customer. It's respecting the needs 100% because it's made as they like. They are made as they like. The product meets the exact requirement for any customer. Number 3, the workers of that business or that production process, you can say that they are specialized because they are forced to do more than one thing. Most of the time, job production, making the worker have more than one job. It's like that, they are specialized. Number 4, they are having fun. It means that the workers are motivated. So since they're motivated, it means that the productivity is more likely for the style is very high. Last advantage about job production is the flexibility. Most of the time, like the jewelry businesses, they are making the jewelry pieces subjected to the very taste of the customer. So they are very suitable for producing high quality goods and services, which means that this kind of production can ask for high prices as a charge. Okay, let's jump to the next type of production now. Sorry. Let's talk about the drawbacks of this business style. Disadvantages of job production, sorry. Disadvantages of this style. There's 5 of them. Number 1, the labor for this kind of production need to be skilled. It's mean like quick, very quick. If you watch some documentaries on the TV, try to search for the makers of the noodles in the Asian market. See how they're very skilled in making the noodles. They're very quick and they're making it in a very skilled way. So this is number 1. The labor need to be skilled for this production, which is considered as a disadvantage Because as you know, from the point of view of the labor market, it's not easy thing to find skilled workers. Okay, so often it needs skilled workers. Number two, the cost of making the products with this production process is very high. Why it's very high? Because it depends so much on the labor. Does not depend on machines. It's labor intensive production process. Depend on the labor, more than machines. Number three, it takes time to make something using this production. Most of the time, it takes very long time to make a cake or a piece of jewelry. The fourth disadvantage of job production, the fact that it does not calculate any kind of error that might happen to the order or the demand. So any kind of fault or error during making that product, it will cost very much for the business. Okay. It's very expensive to correct these errors. Lastly, the materials, it's similar to this point. It's the same as this point. It's talking about the cost, but here it's talking about not about the idea that depends on labor. It means that you need to pay too much for wages. It's talking about the idea that the materials for making the product will cost. Okay, high cost for the materials because you are purchasing these materials very specifically or for special demand. This is about job production method. Let's talk about the batch production. It's another type or another method for production. Batch production. In this method or in this style, it's talking about making the same product but with more units. It's like making similar products in blocks and batches, as you see in the picture. She's making more of the same item. They refer to it as a block or as a batch. So after making this batch, they will make another batch but with a different item or a product. After making a number of a certain product, they will make another amount or quantity for another product is made. It's like making different cakes, like cake A or cake B. Okay. Example for that, for this business, as you can see from the picture, small bakeries are using the batch production style. There's other examples mentioned here, like making the design of houses the same for a specific neighborhood. They will be similar, but when they are making another houses for another business, for another project, they will be different, but they will be the same. So the features or the specification of a product and the same patch will be the same, but the other patch will be different, would consist from another features. Let's talk about advantages and disadvantages of this style. Okay, the advantages. The advantages of using batch production as a style for your business. Number one, you can easily change from one product to another, so it's considered flexible way of production because easily you can change from one product to another. Number two, also similar to the job production, will add variety for workers. Number three, it will also add variety for the product as well. And the point from adding more variety of products, it means that you can offer to a bigger portion of the market. It means that you are selling for more than one taste, if you got my point. So the consumer or the customer choice will be higher when you're following the batch production. You know, different flavors. Last advantage of batch production, that it will never be affected by the idea of any kind of breakdown for machines because it depends on labor. So production or the batch production is not affected but in a great way with the machine breakdown. Talk about the disadvantages of batch production. There's three of them actually. Expensive. This is the first disadvantage. It's very expensive or considered expensive compared to other methods. And this extra cost coming from the idea of moving from a product to another. So moving from a product to another, as you understand, it's considered as a waste, if you remember. Number two, if they are using machines in the batch production, the machine need to be reset all the time when they're switching from making product A into product B. So the other thing is that machines need to reset between the production of different batches of two different products, which will cause some delay in the production. And delay means that you're losing an output. Lastly, let's talk about it from the point of view of inventory. The inventory of this business, they need to stock raw materials and components because they're making product A, product B, product B. It means that their inventory will be most likely stacked with these raw materials and components, which is considered as an extra cost. This is about the batch production type. Lastly, we will talk about, oh actually it's not lastly, yes it's lastly, the flow production. Flow production is the last method of production. Flow production. Flow production basically talk about the idea of making quantities, huge quantities, large quantities. It's not like the batch production, or it's not like the first type, the job production. It's talking about making things in huge quantities, like Coca-Cola business, for example. So they need to produce the product in a continuous process with large quantities, and sometimes we refer to it as mass production method. So flow production or mass production are the same thing. And the thing about producing in large quantities, these products are identical. Large quantity, but they have similar specification. Uh, so uh, also it's called flow production because the idea that the this the process of production need to be very flowing down. It's like there is what we refer to it as a production or line of production line. Any flow production process should consist of this concept, the existing production line. So that's why it's called like this, because it consists of this. It's part of the structure of manufacturing the product using this production process. And the product will keep moving during this production line from section A to section B, section D. Each section will handle something specific. Like section A will put the empty bottles in the line of production, and then they will in section B they will fill it with a liquid, and in the third section maybe they will package it or make sure that all these bottles are closed. So the basic ingredient of this product will be at the same production line, and they will keep moving down, and after that they will add more parts to shape the final product until the product is finished and it's packaged and ready for sale. The flow production is followed by any business that is seeking to benefit from the economics of scale. Economics of scale is something, I don't know if we talked about it in business, but is referring to the fact that the business able to cut the cost of the average cost. The average cost will be very low for making the single unit, and it will cost pennies or cents to make one unit. So the production very low, the cost of production very low in the style. Example for that, making cars. He's saying these are styles of flow production. Any kind of product that will be targeting the mass market, not the niche market, will produce it in a mass. And as I said, the product is standard. All cars will be the same, that kind of thing. And as I said, it's sold to the mass market. So this is the introduction of the flow production. Let's talk about the advantages. Advantage of flow production. There's 9 advantages to talk about. Number 1, high production or high output of the standardized product. It means that they will produce huge amount of the same product. Number 2, the cost is very low, and due to the benefit from the economics of scale, it means that they are able to sell for very low prices. This is the second advantage. Number 2, most of the time when flow production is followed as a method for a business, it means that it will be a capital intensive production. It's easy for any capital intensive production method. And they will be able to reduce the labor, which means that they will be reducing the cost of the labor. And also, somehow it will increase the efficiency of the business or the production. Number 4, capital intensive make or force specialization over the workers. And with this, it means that this kind of production is not like the job production. It does not require skilled workers. You can do this flow production with unskilled workers, relatively speaking, of course. So the capital intensive method, most of the time, they make the workers specialize in a very specific way, making that they can do task 1, 2, 3 without any problem, because it does not require so much skills, because it relies on the machines. So unskilled workers only needed for this, which is considered as a bonus point for this production style. And also no need for training them to operate on a machine. Number 5, as I said, can benefit from economies of scale. And when we talk about economics of scale, here we talk about it from the point of view of the wages. From the pricing method, pricing benefit. Also, from the point of purchasing the raw materials. So the economics of scale can be positive regarding purchasing raw materials for making the products. Number 6, as I said, the average cost will be kept low, which will mean low prices will be offered. And when you sell for low, you have a higher chance to make a high sale revenue. Number 7, this process is very automated, and it means that they can work for 40 hours a day. So relying on machines has its own benefits, as you can see. Number 8, you can make it quick and cheap for the goods. Last point, you don't need to move the goods from one part of factory to another. The machines will make sure that they transfer the product from section A to B automatically. No need to move, so there is no time wasted here. Okay, that's about the last style or method of production. Lastly, the disadvantages. There is 4 of them, or 5, 4 actually, 4 of them. The first disadvantage, it can be very boring for the system or even for the workers. So there is very low job satisfaction, which lead to low motivation for workers, and it might affect the productivity. Number 2, this production require very huge storage requirement. They need to have a huge stock or inventory, and this of course cost money. until the point of finishing the product. So it's very high cost. Number three, the capital that you need to make this business is very high. You need an investor. You need millions to make a factory. So capital cost is very high for making such production line. Last disadvantage of flow production. The thing is that if one of the machines went down or broke down, the whole production process or the production line will have to until they fix that. So that's all about the flow production part, guys. We talk about the advantages and disadvantages of it. Okay, I'm asking you. Shall we proceed? Okay. Uh, I mean, if you want to grab a drink or whatever it is, feel free. I'm talking about 2 3 minutes, Ali. Next point, we'll talk about the factors that might affect any kind of method production to use. Okay. Let's talk about the factors that affect the production process. Mainly, there is four of them, guys. Number one, what is the product? Okay. Number two, the size of the market that is targeted by this product. Number three, the demand behavior or the nature of the demand. Number four, the business. What is it? The size of it. So the nature of the product as first point that might affect the method of production. I mean, if we're talking about making a unique product for individual request, like for the tailing business or the business, the job production will be used for that kind of business. So unique products or individual service required, like when you're using uh, some service like a tailor, it will demand you to use the job production method. Okay, so the nature of the product itself, deciding the production process or the production style. And if you are using something, I mean, produce it for mass, ideally you will the flow production or the automated production for that. So this is the first factor that affect the production method. Number two, the size of the market. I mean, uh, if there is a high demand in a market over a product, that can be sold in very large quantities. Batch production is preferred in this case, but if you're making something with certain quantity, maybe the production might be most suitable because it's only applied to particular order or small requests. Most of the time, when we talk about international business or international market, they're using the flow production. So the size of the market deciding how you are producing your product. The last 2 points, the nature of the demand. If you have a steady demand, it's different from if you are having low demand. Steady demand, like for example, a product like the soap powder, forcing you to make it using the flow production method, relying on production line, because it's very economic to do that. So you cannot produce soap without the use of flow production because it's not beneficial. You need and by contrast, if you have a less demand of a product, we can say furniture for an example. I mean, furniture, each house or each family, they will buy the furniture one time maybe, and they will not change furniture before a few years. So that kind of business might seek a different production method, like making following the job production method. Last point, guys, that might affect your decision as an entrepreneur is the size of the business. Small businesses are different than large businesses, guys. Small businesses They do not have the ability to access money or capital, and they will not produce in large scale. They cannot do something like low production or making a production line. Only large businesses can do that, and they can operate on a high scale. So large businesses basically, most likely they will follow the flow production, while the small businesses they prefer to use things like job or batch production methods. Okay, that's it about the factors that affect the production process. Here you have some small activity. And this activity, I'm gonna give you two examples of two businesses. Business one and business two. And I want you to tell me what method of production used by each one of these businesses, okay? Which business of these following which method? And explain the reasons of your choice of that answer. Okay, this is the first part of the activity. The second part is more like a case study. We will explain it step by step. It's some sort of company, and they are working now for like 10 years in the manufacturing field. They're making parts for cars, and also they sell these components for large car producers. This company expanded at some point, manufacturing components also for aircraft engines beside the cars, and they decided to make a new factory abroad. Abroad, it means that it's outside of the original premises of the company, and they wanted to be where the aircraft engines are manufacturing. So they're making a factory for making components for aircrafts, and they are making sure that the location or the place of the factory near these aircraft engine near their customer, basically. We'll talk about the technology and how it's affecting production decisions or the production method. Okay, first of all, we need to mention an introduction points about the technology and how they are affecting. As we all know, any kind of technological advancement will allow that automation of production. It means that the product will be automated, does not rely on the labor or the human factor. For example, the robots that used for the car industries, they are very automated. Okay. And also using the products for CAD and CAM. CAD and CAM is talking about the idea of drawing over metal pieces and cutting the pieces using robots to be used for doors and windows. It's referred to as CAD and CAM technology. And most of these businesses, by using the robotic, they are able to stay competitive. And the cost also will be kept very low, which means that they are able to reduce the prices that they're offering for the customers. Okay. So let's talk about these points here. First we'll talk about the automation, and then we'll talk about the concept of mechanization. Automation. This is the first benefit, or how, let's say change. This is the first thing that changed the production style. Automation, it talks about the idea of using of equipment to control the factory or the production by the use of the computer to perform certain mechanical processes, okay? Like painting the spray over the car, assembly line for different for car components, and the production line by the use of automation will consist only of machines only. There is no human factor. The only need for people is you need few people to make sure that everything is going smoothly. You know, like supervisors for the factory. You don't need labor. Number two, mechanization. This is referring, it's something similar to automation, but you still need people to operate these machines. So it's a production done by the machines but operated by people. We're talking about printing press business, or the robots or machines that is programmed, but they need people to press the buttons and control them. Most of the time, mechanization needed for any kind of business that considered dangerous. Like the mining example. Most of the time, when they're mining businesses now using the mechanization because it's dangerous, and it's very preferred when the production considered difficult job or dangerous. Mechanization is very quick and very accurate, and you can use the mechanization to work 24 hours a day. Okay, these are the first two effects of technology: automation and mechanization. Okay, number three. The CAD, the CAM, and the SIM. First, we'll talk about the CAD. CAD is referring, or it stands for computer aided design. It's talking about the idea of using the computer to design and make things happen, like on wood or metal. So it's a computer software, drawing items and making a design. And it's very quick, making the drawing process very quick. And the CAD and CAM making you able to see the product before making the actual thing. So it is enable you to rotate the item to see it from all the sides instead of having to draw several times. Basically, it's used to make new products or restyle an existing product. Okay. Most of the time, it's used with this business. anything related to mechanical. We use it for mechanical drawing to design the different mechanical parts of cars. Number 4, the CAM. CAD is referring to computer aided design, CAM is referring to computer aided manufacture. This is the actual doing. It's talking about making, using a software. It's also a software or use of computer, but it will start the physical production. It's talking about the idea of using the computer for monitoring any kind of production process and controlling these robots. So the CAM is about controlling and monitoring. Example for that, the production line of car plants, all of it controlled by the CAM technology. Also things like spraying the robot, spraying the cars, guys. Let's talk about the SIM or the CIM, the computer integrated manufacturing. It's another technology or another concept. It's an integration or a combination of computer, the CAD, beside the CAM. So the SIM is combination of CAD and and CAM. To benefit from the advantage of each one of them. So it's an integration between the CAD and the CAM technology. Just to summarize it, the technology improved the productivity even in shops when they are using the electronic payment method, like using the Visa and that kind of thing, and using the scanner to scan the product for details. So the technology is beneficial for the productivity of any business. There's two other more technologies that we will talk about the EPOS and the EF2 POS. It's talking about the point of sale. POS stands for point of sale. There's two styles to mention here. EPOS, referring to the electronic point of sale. Most of the time you will see it when you're checking out of a supermarket, when people using the barcode to scan for items or prices. Price, description of the item, all will be provided by using this technology, and they will be displayed at the monitor at the checkout, and also will be printed for you as a recipient. The good thing about the EPOS that it will change the inventory in real time. So any product that they are selling, it will be subtracted from the inventory. So automatically will change the quantity in the inventory, and it will make sure to report alert the business owner if the inventory went very low. So this is the EPOS. Mm. Be right back, guys, okay? Stay tuned. I just need a few minutes. I'm back. Okay, not much left from this chapter, guys. Let's try to get rid of it so we can finish chapter 17 for today. Okay. The last technology style or the last technology tool or method that could be affecting the businesses is the use of EFT POS, funds transfer at point sale. As you can see from the picture, it's very easy to know what is referring to. So, how this method is affecting the business? Actually, it's talking about changing the method of paying. You can pay electronically, okay? And this register or cash connected to the retailer's main computer and can draw from your bank account or even worldwide. So it's some kind of electronic transaction that can happen, and basically they're swiping the card over this tool to scan for the bank information. If it's correct, the transaction will happen, and you will get your stuff out of the shop, and the money will be directly debited from the customer's account. It's not like in real time money transfer. It might take few days, but basically will be debited to pay it. So just to do some highlighting, the use of the EFT POS is, sorry, it's where the electronic register connected to the retailer's computer, and this payment will happen even worldwide, and mainly swiping card, and the bank information will be automatically taken and read, and you will be debited as a customer as this is done to your account, bank account. Or sometimes they don't use card, sometimes or the use of the PIN code, PIN referring to the personal identification number, and the rest of it will be given to you and will be printed to give you a confirmation that you actually paid for the service. This is about the EFT POS, okay? Nothing much about it. Okay, let's talk about the advantages, to summarize the advantages and disadvantages of the use of technology. The advantages of new technology over production. Advantage of new technology. There's few advantages that will affect our production method. So first advantage of technology, more production. So when you rely on technology, productivity will increase. Okay, number two, the labor will be happy. There is more job satisfaction that is going among the workers and making the job less boring, which will mean it will be increasing the productivity in an indirect way. Now, the types of jobs now have changed because the use of the technology making that you need skilled workers. Okay, so training of existing workers is a must for any business to benefit from the technology. And when people train to use the computer and technology, they will be motivated. People will like to learn, and it will affect the quality of the work. Number four, the quality of the product itself will be increased by the rely on the technology. So there is a better quality control relying on machines or technology. Number five, the consumer demand will be met precisely because of the use of the computer. You will 100% guarantee that you will accurately make the customer demand exactly as they want. Because what this point means, it means that you will never reach the reorder, you will not go below the reorder point. If you remember from our curve, you'll make sure that the inventory levels are available for the customers. So the use of the technology making you control your inventory better. Okay, this is the advantage that we are talking about here. Number six. Point number six, or advantage number six. Sorry for the delay. The communication level is getting better because there is less paperwork using the technology. So less paperwork, less administration lag, if you understand, and will affect the profitability. Sorry. The point before the last, number seven. Managers able to decisions because using technology enable them to inspect the business more accurately. The information is available for them. Okay, it will help them make better decisions and quick decisions. Number eight, advantage of new technology. Any products or any new products introduced as a new method of production are introduced. So it's talking about the idea that the market tastes keep changing, and these methods keep changing due to the technology. It's like that the technology is forcing the production or the methods of production to evolve to meet the taste of the consumer. This is about the advantages of new technology, guys. Lastly, actually it's not lastly, because we still have some activities and some discussion to do. Checking the internet. So the advantages, let's jump to the advantages. There's few of them. The thing is that there's more benefits from technology than disadvantages or drawbacks. Let's talk about the disadvantages of technology. Disadvantages of new technology. Or disadvantages. Number one, The thing is that about relying on machines and robots, it means that the labor will not be able to find jobs. So the employment rate will increase due to the dependency over the computers and the machines. Okay, number two, it's more expensive to invest in the technology. It costs money, okay? And also there is a higher chance or risk because when you're following the flow production, guys, you're making large quantities. The damage will affect this whole large quantity. So there is a risk relying on technology and it might affect large quantities. And this will make the entrepreneurs worry, and it means that they will add some cost for the selling price, enable them purchasing equipment for any kind of error or that happens to the process of production. Number three, unhappiness. Employees most of the time unhappy when there is a change in their work practice. You know, like we are doing now here in Cal, asking people to practice the online education. It's considered as a change, and it's logical and it's natural that people sometimes will be unhappy about it because not everyone is flexible with technology. So employees might be unhappy to the change of the work practice when these technology introduced. Number four, the technology keeps changing and evolving every day that we are talking, and most of the time it will become outdated. If you remember when you talk about computer, when we study computer science, most of the time that you give me an answer that is very modern, and the funny thing that it does not apply on the curriculum. It's like that your answer is correct, but due to the fact that we need to stick to the curriculum, we need to make it outdated answer. So this is one of the side effects of technology. New technology changing and it will be outdated every few weeks or months. And you need to follow up as a business owner with that. And you need to replace the machines all the time. So it might be extra cost if you don't do that to stay competitive. That's about the production chapter, guys. And with it, we just have few things to discuss or to mention, few activities. They will be on the Google Classroom. This is another activity that you will find on the Google Classroom, guys. There's 3 requests. Number 1, choose a business and a manufacturer that manufacture a product and find out what the new technology or equipment that has been installed in the operation department over the last 5 years. Choose any kind of business, okay, that manufacturing a product, and find out what new technology equipment that they use and install over the last 5 years. Find any kind of business over the internet. Google it basically, guys. B, what is the advantages and disadvantages of these changes? So, reflected to A, I want you to answer what is the advantage and disadvantage of these changes. Okay. The third request, how these changes affecting the business. And for an example, how they're affecting employment, profit, sales, quality of the product. Okay, tell me these changes regarding the technology, how they are affecting these factors. Okay. Okay, this is the first activity. The other activity that I wanted to check on the Google Classroom is also to choose a business or that producing a service, guys. It's not manufacturing, a service, and find out what kind of technology or equipment that they installed in their business in the last 5 years or whatever. Don't just tell me. Find a business over the internet that providing a service for customer and they're using technology. How these technology affecting them. find out what this new technology. So the first request of this question, what is this new technology? Okay, the advantages and disadvantages of these technologies. And number 3, tell me how these technologies affecting the following. Okay, this is another activity for you. Last part about this chapter is some sort of discussion point. So this case, it's an international business talking about some banking business using technology. It's a Nigerian bank, and also it will enable you to customize the service to the total desire of a customer. So there's 3 discussion points about this, guys. Why these Nigerian banks change the way of providing bank service, why they change it the way, how the technology changing the way that the banks provide their services to customers, and what's the benefits for the bank from introducing new technology to their business. Yeah, we'll do just chat for like 3 minutes. Okay, see you guys. Take care. That's it for today. See you in other videos.